Will Judge Deborah Nelson ban those phrases? Want to bring in my legal experts. Criminal defense attorney Regina Tsombanakis and criminal defense attorney Steve Greenberg is back as well. Good to see you both. Regina, what if some of the terms like self-proclaimed neighborhood watch captain is part of the case? How do you think they can keep that out if it's part of what they're describing happened and if he was in fact that?
Well, that's what they need to prove in the case. By saying it during the jury selection, what they're doing is pre-trying their case. They're trying to put the ideas embedded in the prospective jury's head, so they already start off with the idea that he's this captain, he's this. They already have these ideas. You're not allowed to do that. The jurors have to be questioned on whether they can be fair as jurors. Putting these ideas in their mind is pre-trying the case, and that's not fair, and that's why that's not allowed. It's later on to be seen if that can be proven.
Gina, just a couple seconds left. How do you think the judge will rule on this? It could be ruled on tomorrow.
I think the judge is going to exclude those words. Otherwise, he's going to run the risk of a mistrial, and it's going to have to happen all over again, all on the taxpayer's dime. And I don't think he's going to take that risk, not in this case.
All right, Regina and Steve, thank you. And as I mentioned, a ruling on this could be decided tomorrow. Will the judge allow experts to testify on who they think is shouting on that 911 call, if they're shouting help? Give you a taste of what you'll be hearing in court tomorrow. We're putting the experts to the test. Regina Tsombanakis, let's start with you. If you're the prosecutor, how do you argue this side of the case? What do you say?
Well, we would argue, if I was a prosecutor, which I'm not, but if I was, I would say that this is very critical, because what is on that tape can pretty much identify what went down. If you are able to put on an expert to explain it, the screaming, if we can define where that came from, it sets up a whole different thing. Is it Zimmerman? Is it Trayvon? Is it someone else? Was there somebody else? I mean, at this point, I don't think they're going to be finding any other witnesses, but I think it's a very important part of the prosecution's case. Or it also as a defense that could be exculpatory if it, in fact, if it does come in favor of Zimmerman. So on both angles, you can use it for either defense or for prosecution.
And how much do they take into consideration what the victim's family thinks should happen next?
I think they do take a lot of that into consideration. However, they cannot dictate what the legal system's going to do. The prosecutor makes the ultimate decision of whether or not they'll pursue it or not pursue it. It costs a lot of money to keep pursuing it. If the prosecutor is the only one who can offer to not to take the death penalty off the table, and if that was done in an exchange for life in prison, I mean, that's pretty much, she's gone. She's going to be locked up, and like you know, Steve said, it's no picnic. It's pretty much brutal. It's worse than being killed. And
Regina, in a lot of states, if they can't make a decision or come to a conclusion unanimously, it's automatically life in prison. But here, they could retry it in the penalty phase. Do you think that would happen, or that'd be the smart move to have the family even go through this again?
Well, I mean, on the defense point of view, it giving her more chances. You know, if she's put to death and she appeals, as she keeps going through this. For the family, I would think it would be brutal to relive this constantly. I mean, they lived it for so long. And, you know, there's a sense of closure that has to come with it. I don't know if the family is prepared to understand that this could be ongoing for 20 years. Are you prepared to deal with it for that long? Or do you want to just put it away and put her away? We're not letting her out.
Regina, do you think if they do go through that, they'll get the death penalty, unanimous decision that must be met? No? All right, we shall see.
No, absolutely, I don't think so either.
Decision should be made. A hearing is coming up. Thanks to you both.